Hello everyone, Samaritxn here, and today I'm going to be responding to Late Night Gaming and his thoughts about microtransactions. Before I get into this, I want to state the majority of this is my opinion, and I'm more than willing to have a conversation about other people's opinions in the comment section down below. With that said, I don't think microtransactions are the cancer to games like Late Night thinks. First off, I want to talk about Halo. We all know that Halo isn't where it was before. These aren't the Halo 2 days or the Halo 3 days. It's a very no shit kind of statement. So if the game isn't in full form, then the company developing the game isn't getting a lot of money. And if they're not getting a lot of money, then they're not going to be able to put a lot of money into the game that they are working on for the next big project or their current big project. And this is where microtransactions come into play. They're able to give money directly to the developers so that they can work on those games. And whether it be, in 343's case, Halo 5 or Halo Wars 2, the money's going straight to them so they can directly use that money for those projects. Luke the Notable made a video that I can't remember the name of, but I know he talked about how digitally downloading a game is better for the company than buying it at a store because the money isn't split with the seller, and it's going straight to the company that you're trying to support. So microtransactions work the same way. The money's going straight to them. There's no split. There's no like cut that goes to GameStop and some that goes to 343 and then some that goes to Microsoft. It's you're cut less. They get more money out of it. And like I said, that's really going to help the developers as far as making their next game or working on the current game. So I now want to talk about gameplay of Halo 5 with microtransactions. I'm an arena guy who deals with vanilla weapons, meaning I don't use OP Rex all the time. However, even whenever I went into Warzone, which I did for my warm-up every day that I got on, I didn't have a problem with it because I knew that that was the premise of the playlist. I knew what I was getting into. The variants of the weapons do not heavily affect Halo 5 because it's not in the core of the game. It's not in Team Arena, or it's not in the arena aspect of the game. It's only in the Warzone aspect of the game. An example of the OP weapons being in the core of the game is in a Call of Duty game called Advanced Warfare. They had supply drops that you could buy or earn that would give you different armor and weapons. The weapons were allowed in all aspects of the game. The whole game was unbalanced unless you played game battles matches that specifically said no variants. So even in those, you could get matches where you had to play against someone with a better variant of a weapon than you. And again, I don't see Halo 5 like this because Warzone is set in its own playlist. You have a section specifically for that, and now that we have a more social aspect of the game, I don't see how that's a problem. Now I want to talk about another study that Luke did in a video called "Is Halo 5 New Player Friendly After 1 Year?" And it was a Halo 5 review. He started a new account to see what Halo 5 players had to deal with today, and the outcome was good. He saw more rec certifications at earlier levels and in lower rec packs. So this showed that 343 noticed the inequality that other people were seeing and made a change to help the new players by making the certifications the priority. So even if there was that like, oh, this is too OP for us Warzone players, this isn't fair. Luke kind of shows you that 343 has made it to where you have more of a fighting chance if you're a new player coming into Halo 5 after 1 year of the game being released. And that's a huge thing that I think is kind of overlooked. I'm really glad that he pointed out. I want to talk about other games because in my opening statement I said that microtransactions aren't the cancer to games. I didn't specifically say Halo, but I used it as an example. So I want to talk about another game. And in the Twitter conversation that we had, Late Night decided to bring up Call of Duty. COD is mainly doing bad because of the verticality. Everyone is begging for boots on the ground, and next year they're finally getting it with, I think it's I think it's Sledgehammer who's doing the next game. But I know a lot of people who don't mind microtransactions in boots on the ground games. The example that I'm going to use is Modern Warfare Remastered. Infinity War added microtransactions to the game only for customization and some new weapons. Now, I don't agree with the addition of new weapons added to supply drops because it reminds me of Advanced Warfare, but the new customizations keep the game fresh to new players who get tired of seeing like the same old skins who have kind of completed everything that you possibly could have completed in the game. Now, that doesn't mean that like the gold camo can be bought. That's still earned. There's still skins that are earned, and then some that you specifically get out of those crates, or you get, and you don't, again, you don't even have to buy these things. That's the thing about microtransactions. You don't have to buy them. You can earn that just by grinding the game. So I was told to name one person who doesn't have a problem with it, who isn't unhappy. And the biggest name that I know that have no problem with microtransactions in Modern Warfare Remastered is Optic Gaming. They are the biggest esports team right now and have become a household name in the genre. They have such a large reach that I wouldn't doubt that a lot of their viewers think the same about microtransactions. So when I'm told to name one person who isn't unhappy with microtransactions, I name Optic Gaming. That's them and a good amount of their community, which like just it's so far reaching. And again, it's something that you have to put your money into. It's not them making you do it. You don't have to put your money into it. You can grind. I got 1,000,000 rec points. I maybe spent money on rec packs twice, and it was one for the Optic Gaming team skin. Actually, no, I didn't even pay for that. I paid for like 2 gold packs because I was 2 gold packs off of just getting completion. That's how much I just didn't mind grinding. I didn't feel the need to buy or put my money into the game. I had this video in mind before when rec packs were seen as the devil, but I decided against it because I didn't really think that was a part of my channel. The reason I made this video was because LateNightGaming and I had a disagreement on the topic, and he decided to act like a child and completely disregard anything that I had to say, saying, quote, "Forgive me if I don't take you or Optic Gaming's opinion seriously," followed by blocking me, then trying to say, "No offense, obviously." There, I decided to watch some of his videos about microtransactions, kind of get an idea of what he really thinks other than just the Twitter conversation. And what I found funny is that he would always tell people to prove him wrong. You know, put in the comments what you think will make him change his mind. But you can't. You can't prove him wrong. And the reason is he puts himself into an echo chamber. And by that I mean he surrounds himself by people who think like him and only tell him that he's right. And my experience is a great example of this. Instead of having a good counter argument to my statement, he blows me off and he blocks me. So he's in this bubble, and someone who has an opposing opinion was like, "Oh, I kind of want to see what's going on, so I'm going to talk about my opinion." He completely blocked me off of his bubble and throws me off to the side, and that makes me question how many people has he done that to before. And people like this are toxic and lack the ability to listen to others' opinion and learn from them. And that's such a big problem, because if you don't learn, then you don't know how to properly argue. And Cole even pointed that out whenever he noticed that, "Oh, I don't take you or Optic Gaming's opinion seriously." Whenever he asked me to name one, he asked me to name one person. I named myself and Optic Gaming. I know this is a very different type of video than I usually make. I'm usually just an arena guy. I'll make some commentaries talking about some real life stuff, or just talking about interesting topics that usually have to do with esports. But I felt the need to make this video because I want you guys to know that people like this, they aren't the best people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Link to the conversation will be down below, as well as to the video that I mentioned by Luke the Notable, the Halo 5 after a year, if you wanted to look at that. It was a really interesting video. Luke does a lot of interesting videos. So yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one.